Your number 5 corner, who is also in the raw and explosive category. And this is another one that not necessarily in the consensus.
I know I'm not in the consensus here.
Even more so, you're not in the consensus.
You're consensus here.
This is a love for Chris Simms that we have not seen reflected elsewhere. We're going to learn something here. Your number 5 corner is
Decamerion. Decamerion Richardson.
So you're out of whack on consensus, and we said his first name with a question mark at the end. This is not good.
The pronunciation was put there by Pete, and I practiced before we start the show, and I still messed it up. My bad, Decamerion.
Your number 5 corner is
Decamerion Richardson, yes. Number 3 from Mississippi State. Is Mississippi State, is it just a guarantee that they're going to have a freak or two in every draft?
They have to.
I mean, it just kind of seems like it. No matter what. I mean, it's just like, it's the draft. It's like, does Mississippi State have a freak corner? Do they have a freak offensive lineman? Do they have some freak defensive tackle that's just going to maul the NFL? What will it be? That's Mississippi State. I mean, every year. I mean, we're talking all tall length here. We're talking Sauce Gardner-ish type of looking body, right? Where it's skinny and, borderline frail to a degree, right? But he ain't frail with how he plays, right? For a frail, nobody told him he's skinny because he does bring it. I mean, maybe out of some of the other corners, maybe brings it as good as anybody that way.
6'2", 188,
right.
So he is like 10 pounds heavier than some of the other corners we've already had here. His numbers at the combine, 4.34 40-yard dash, a 1.48 10-yard split. And so we'll already do the what do we got here for him? It's also a nonagon. They're all nonagons here. So, 95th percentile in the 40-yard dash, 92nd percentile in the 10-yard split. And so those things just jump right out at you, first of all.
Jump right out, right? And I think then you couple that where, hey, like, you couple that with the straight speed, the size and the length, and the ability to jam at the line of scrimmage and make people very uncomfortable there. Right, that's to me where he's got a little bit of like a Richard Sherman, Brandon Browner-ish type of aspect to him. Right, he's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Right, if you're looking for a guy that's just going to be like man-to-man all over the field on intricate routes, a little again, some of the change of direction, like Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi last year. There's some things there that you like better, like you wish it was a little bit better. But I actually think some of that stuff's better than Emmanuel Forbes, right? I really do. And then I think when you couple that with the physicality, and then again, right, the physicality, the length, the speed, the top end speed, and like 0 to 60 in one step. Again, like I said, the hips, the change of direction, I wish it was a little bit better. But when you talk about jam and turn and run, or I'm in a back pedal and the guy in front of me now has put the brakes on and I have to put my foot in the ground and accelerate, it's as good as anybody in the draft as that department. I mean, he can really stick his foot in the ground and he can really go gadget legs and get up to top speed in a hurry. That's where I like it, right? He's going to be a little bit more of, hey, we're looking for an outside corner that can play bigger receivers. Seattle 3 teams might really like him. Right? Because I do, like I just said to Richard Sherman and Brandon Browner, jam with the line of scrimmage, get back, don't let them run by you, right? If they're underneath you, put your foot in the ground, accelerate on the ball, right? That's to me where he flourishes. And then he's not afraid, like I said, to mix it up and do that, right? But he's best when he's playing bump and run. And it's odd because he can flip his hips and turn and run straight away. But if it's more of a intricate double move route or anything like that, that's where, again, he's not perfect that way. And he needs some work and definitely can work in that department.
That's what I know. I go, there are times he can definitely look clunky and out of control.
Exactly right.
Right? And
exactly
so you see those plays and you're like, all right, I see why he's way down in the list. But you think... And this is one of those players where there probably is a scheme fit for him.
I think so. I think, he's a guy where you go, he's total outside corner. We're never bringing him inside, right? It's almost like, like I said, Seattle 3, like a Sauce Gardner or something like that, or a team that goes, we're looking for a bigger, like, he can cover the X receiver kind of guy, right? The single receiver over here. And we can basically say, hey, play inside leverage. Don't anybody run a slant. Jam the shit out of them and see if they can run around you and your length and your speed on the outside and just make life horrible on that way, right? Right. That to me is where he'll be looked at, right? It's going to be that type of thing. You don't want him covering your Z receiver, right? You don't want him versus Malik Neighbors, and now Malik Neighbors is going in motion, and he might run the shallow cross, he might come out, he might run the D. Like, no way. He'll get crossed up that way, right? And again, like, guys like Sauce Gardner aren't that good at that stuff either, right? I mean, if he was that great at it, they'd be like, hey, do that all the time. But they keep him on the outside mostly always, all game long, because that's not his cup of tea. So that's what he's not going to be about. But I will say this too, and even he's really good in zones because of his length and his short area burst that he has, right? So, oh, wait, he's long, he's midpointing the guy. Hey, it's scary to throw around him. And then you throw balls that are like somewhat close. His ability to, get there in 2 or 3 steps in the zone coverages, it makes it really dicey and interesting. I think he's one that, again, I know. It just, as we go here, I'll be shocked if we don't hear this one kind of climb up the ranks. I'm not saying maybe I have him too high, but I think at least you're going to start to hear people go, wait, this guy's, one of my top 50 players now, or I'm hearing he could go in the second round or whatever. That's what I kind of envision happening with Decamerion Richardson.
We got to get his name first, and then his name will start going off draft boards. He led all SEC corners and tackles each of the last 2 seasons. 79 in 2023, at 85 back 2 years ago, but he had 0 interceptions in college, which is not always indicative of a guy who can't do that, but it is something that does stand out here. NFL.com says he is leggy with below-average lateral transitions, which is what you said, and change of direction in space, does have big makeup gear in straight line.
That's right, yep. That's to me where it's going to be, right? And he can play off, too, because of the things we talked about, right? It's like Quinyon Mitchell. His ability to kind of like see, he's got some instincts, but his ability to go, oh, wait, they're running the slant route? Let me go drive on it? I mean, because he can accelerate at such a level, he's very competitive on those type of plays, right? That's where you really like it. He can play off, he can play bump, and, the name I always use when I talk about, like, these bigger guys and all of that, right, is like, he's the perfect guy. You'd go, hey, T. Higgins is over there. Go guard T. You're long enough, you can run with him, right, stay with him, make life hard on him that way. That's where he's going to have value to certain teams that are looking for the bigger type of corner, right? That maybe all right, we got everything else at corner. We need that guy that we can feel like can match up with some of the longer, straight line, faster guys in football. That's where he's going to come in really handy.
Pete wants to know the difference between him and Emmanuel Forbes, who also went to Mississippi State, was the 16th overall pick last year in the draft.
No, I think he's a little bit better with the change of direction stuff. I definitely think he's stronger and like has a better ability to play bump man-to-man.
You like him more than Forbes, a first-rounder last year.
I do, yeah. I was not a fan of Forbes.
You were not.
And we'll see where that goes. But, yeah, that to me last year was so straight-liney, and I went, I don't trust him on any route other than a go route. And this kid, I have more trust for that, let alone, like I said, I think the physicalness, I really liked him. He's got a little chippiness, a little attitude to him. You could see the game's important to him. He really competes, right? That's what I really liked about him, too. I think he's going to fit nicely in the NFL. Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the offseason, but it's never the offseason on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. We got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.